Hello friends, I welcome you all to this online session of a poetry paper BA Part 3 Special English. In the last session we have started discussing a poem by Alfred Lord Tennyson, The Lady of Shalott. And while discussing we have already completed part first, stanza first and part first, stanza 2. In part first, stanza 1 we came across two places, Camelot and Shalott. In fact, these two places are the symbols that stands for dreams and the bubble that we have created out of our own feelings of insecurity and rules that we have created to be in a safe zone. The second stanza that we learned in the last session deal with or introduces for the first time Lady of Shalott. It is shown that she is trapped in this island of Shalott. So this is what we have learned in the last session. We have also read the analysis of these two stanzas. Now let us start with stanza number 3. By the margin, willow wild, slide the heavy barges trailed by slow horses and unhailed, the swallow fifth skin sailed, scheming down to Camelot. But who hath seen her wave her hand, or at the casement seen her stand? Or is she known in all the land, the Lady of Shalott? So this is what the third stanza. It is again continued the description of the lady and her entrapment in this island that is called as Shalott. So the stanza 3 begins by painting a picture of a willows that covers the bank of the river, diverting our attention back to the busy scene outside the small castle-like building that the Lady Charlotte is encased in. This is what you can see is, as I told you, this Alfred Lord Tennyson is a very crafted poet. He has designed this poem in such a way that we can visualize the dream that he is uh, watching and he want to show us, and at the same time he also give us a complex wave of symbolism, and with the complex wave of symbolism we came across a different meanings out of it. So this river and the road leading to Camelot are described to be busy with heavy barges, that is boats carrying goods, horses and shallop fifth skin sail, that is small boats flying down the river with their silk sails. So what is this? All with all these things, he has created a picture of a busy waterway of the river. The narrator here starts to throw around the question that forces the reader to wonder more about who the Lady of Shalott actually is. So this is what he is giving, asking a question. But who hath seen her wave her hand, or at the casement seen her stand? The Lady of Shalott, or is she known in all the land, the Lady of Shalott? So this is what the question asked by the poets to us poet, that create a curiosity among the readers to know more about the Lady of Shalott. So this is what the attention, the focus from now is shifted from the Camelot, shifted from the Shalott to the Lady of Shalott. So this is what you can see the shift of a focus, and through these three stanzas, poem also developed towards its protagonist, that is the Lady of Shalott. So see the analysis of this stanza 3. So this stanza takes the focus from our personal bubble back to Camelot, where here is so much potential for everything we have ever wanted. So this is what you can see is the thing that we were dreaming for. Camelot is in fact a dream of everyone. Dream reside within every individual on the earth. So they were dreaming about it, but they cannot reach there because they have entrapped themselves in a bubble of rules. So this is what the main meaning of the image of a Camelot and Charlotte. It is definitely not grey and safe. Just the path leading to it is covered with the trees of life and heavy barges, that is, horses and other small boats, which could easily portray the ideas we have for our lives that are too risky to stay in Charlotte. So this is what you can see. So they are then slowly making their way across the rivers and roads to Camelot, where they will be houses. They there will be housed. The questions asked at the end of the stanza highlight how trapped we are in the safe zones we have created for ourselves, that things and people outside of those zones seem like a far-fetched idea instead of a reality. Much like the Lady of Shalott is to the people of and around Camelot. So we have entrapped ourselves a safe zone with certain rules, regulations that will hide us from the real hostile world. So this is what you can say, or it also estranged us from the dream that we want to see, or the dream that we want to live. So this is the meaning of this stanza number 3. Then see the stanza number 4 of a part first. Only reapers reaping early in among the barded barley, hear a song that echoes cheerily from the river winding clearly down to towards Camelot, and by the moon the reaper weary, piling sheaves in uplands airy, listening whispers, this is the fairy Lady of Shalott. So this is the stanza number 4. See the summary of it. It is also, you can see the focus is still on, we were moving from Camelot to Shalott, and this moving between these two things, juxtaposing these two things, you can see he is trying to highlight the difference between the Camelot, which is full of dream, which is full of potential, which is full of life, and at the same time he is also pushing forward an image of a Charlotte which is lifeless, which is in fact entrapped. Estrangement is there, frustration is there, darkness is there. So this is what you can see the author constantly from the first stanza to the fourth stanza, you can see, is juxtaposing two main imagery, two geographical places. One is a Camelot and second is a Charlotte, and he tries to highlight the difference between these two lands. One land, that is the Camelot, stands for the dream that we want to live, and however the Charlotte stands for the bubble that we have created that estranges from that dream. So this stanza number 4 begins by answering the question. Stanza 3 concluded with the only people who saw her wave her hands, stand by her window, or just acknowledge her existence was the reapers who were harvesting barley in the early hours. So this is what the questions he has asked in the third stanza. That is, but who hath seen her wave her hand, or at the casement seen her stand? Or is she known in all the land, the Lady of Shalott? So these questions were answered here in this fourth stanza. Only reapers reaping early in among the barded barley hear a song that echoes cheerily from the river winding clearly down to the towered Camelot. So this is what, who know or who hear the sound of this Lady of Shalott? Only the reapers. So this you can see the reaper who were harvesting barley in the early hours, they only hear the voice of Lady of Shalott. These men would hear the echoes of her singing being carried out from Shalott and recognize her as the fairy Lady of Shalott. So he is also named, he is also given the adjective of a fairy. The last 4 lines of the stanza illustrate that not only could they continue to her in the late hour of their harvesting, but also that she is a fairy, given that she is such a mysterious being to all of those who are outside her small castle like home. So this is what you can see. Lady of Shalott here is like a fairy. He is nobody knows, or there is a mystery around her, so nobody knows her. only the echoes of her song or echoes of her sound can be heard by the reapers. So this is what a very mysterious character, and this is also a very true thing that we never came into light, we never meet our dreams, we never try to break through these white silence or the silence around us and go to the light. So this is what the stanza represents. See the some analysis of this stanza number 4. This stanza concludes the first part of the poem. Of course, yes, as I told you, this poem is divided into four parts, and this part is concluded with this fourth stanza. This stanza concludes the first part of the poem. Here, Tennyson mentions the reapers who are harvesting barley, and they are the only one who know of lady's existence because they hear the echoes of her singing day and night. So this is what you can see. The only reapers know her existence because they heard when they work in the early hours in the reaping season. Only they heard the sound echoes of her sound. So because they don't know much about her and she is a mystery to most, they consider her a fairy. As they don't know her, they only heard the singing song or the echoes of her sound. They consider her a fairy. So if we look at the Lady of Shalott as ourselves, we can see that we are mere ideas to people whom we haven't stepped out of our comfort zones to meet, and because of that, our aspirations for life are mere echoes that reach people. So this is what is the important thing. That is the image. That is the uh, meaning in between the lines, you can understand. So this is what Alfred Lord Tennyson wants to convey to us. What he want to express, he want to express that we have suppressed our aspirations in that comfort zone, in that bubble of a comfort zone, and we were not real one. We were living life under restrictions, we were living life with certain rules that will safeguard us from the challenges, from the hurdles to entry to reach through the dreams. And as a result of that, what other people know about you, only the echoes that you have in your mind, that you have in your bubble. So we are fearless when it comes to creating our Camelot, but so very fearful when it comes to taking risks to achieve those goals. So this is what many times it happens with us. We dreamed a lot, but we never try to realize the dream in reality. So this is what you can see is the main theme of this poem also. That is why our words will not impact those around us, and our voices will stay all hollow as echoes, no matter if we sing about our plans day and night. So this is what, nobody knows you, nobody will understand you, nobody will get an impact or impression of you, because though you sing day and night in that small bubble. So this is what is the theme, that nobody will know you. It is just a fairy, it is just a mystery that you were suppressing in your safe zone. If we want to be acknowledged, we have to take the risk of stepping out of what is normal for us. So this is what, if we acknowledge the dream that we want to live, it is like taking the risk of stepping outside of the comfort zone, the normal for us. That is a normal for us. So this is what you can see is uh, the stanza 4 of this poem. So this is also the end of part first. In fast part first contains four stanzas. In stanza first, author introduces us two places. One is the Camelot, which is a mainland tower, which is a life full of life. People were going there, coming back. The road is also very beautiful. Uh, and at the same time, while describing this Camelot, he also describes one more land, that is the island of a Charlotte. And this island of Charlotte uh, creates contrasting image to the Camelot. We also read in the analysis that Camelot is a dreamy world, dream that we want to live, and Charlotte, the island of Charlotte, is just a bubble that we have created to live in a life. So, Lady Charlotte, we also come to know from this stanza that Lady Charlotte stands for a common man and women who never try to realize their real dreams. In the second part, you can see for the first time, the author also introduces us the protagonist of the poem, that is the Lady of Shalott. So, and this Lady of Shalott is entrapped into the grey towers, grey walls. So, this is what here he also uses the imagery of a winter that also stands for lifelessness. So, this first Camelot, the place which is full of life, dreamy, beautiful, and the Camelot, sorry, Shalott. Shalott is a lifeless, grey towers, grey walls. You can see this grey also stands for lifelessness. So this is what the second stanza. In the third stanza, we go on reading about the entrapment of Shalott or her mysterious character to the people of Camelot or people around this island of Shalott. And in the fourth stanza that I concluded, this part uh, speaks about this Lady of Shalott. And this Lady of Shalott's existence is only known by the reapers. And this existence is like a fairy because they don't know much about her. So they feel or they think that she is a fae. They only heard the sounds of the her music. So this is what, and we also come to know in the analysis part, we also read or we also come to know that this part, this is in fact a imagery, the image that is created by the author, created by the poet, that holds a mirror towards us. We look into that and we come to know or we realize that what we were doing. We were estranged from our dreams, that is a Camelot, in a or entrapped ourselves in a bubble that stands. This bubble is represented with a shallot, and we never try to realize the dreams that we were watching, and only the echoes of this dream can be heard by other people because we also fear to acknowledge these dreams to other people, because if we do that, if we acknowledge the dreams to other people, what will happen, we will step into a danger zone, we will step outside the safe zone that we have created. So this is what you can see the fourth stanza of this fourth stanza and the end of the first part. So so far we learned this poem. First part we have completed, and in first part we come to know that this poem is about the Lady of Shalott, and this all this poem is a kind of a symbolism, is a kind of a complex web of different symbols and images, and these symbols and images stands for the life of a common man. It stands for his struggle to realize and to suppress his or her dreams. So this is what the Lord Alfred Lord Tennyson wants to express in this poem. And this first part also set the tone, also set or it also give us the hints whether we were going. So this is again a poetry. As I told you, the interpretations may vary from reader to reader. What I am reading is the different analysis, and you may read a different analysis of the same poem. It may be, we may stand it as a, we may think that the Camelot is an artistic realization or artistic expression, and sorry, Camelot is an artistic expression, and Charlotte and Lady Charlotte is the artist. So he wants to, he or she wants to reach to that literary or artistic expression, which he or she has strangled due to the fear, due to the certain you can see misconceptions about own self. So this is what you can see is the poem is about. So we have completed this first part of this poem. So we will continue the same in the next session with the second part, and we will try to complete the poem in the in this week. The thing is that you should understand this poem line by line and try to understand that you are supposed to appear for the multiple choice questions, multiple choice examination. So prepare from that point of view also. So we will stop here and continue the same in the next session. Thank you for listening.